Hi everyone, welcome to another video on Peepaw EDC. It's been a while. Just been busy with life, changing of the seasons, decorating the house for fall and Halloween, son's football games. Just been a busy time of year for me. But I'm here. I'm ready to do this video. And today we're going to do the Kizer Exist. And one thing I'm going to say right off the bat is I don't think that this gets the recognition it deserves. It is a fantastic knife. In my experience, I think that, I really like Kizers, but I think that this one's underrated compared to their other models. So I just wanted to put a couple things up here to make it a little fun. Got a little football duck. That's my son's. And does anybody know what this here is? This is, I'm gonna get a hold of it. If you work in a factory like me, you might be familiar with this. It's banding that's used to package things like cardboard boxes and stuff. This is just pieces of it, obviously. But the reason why I'm showing this is because it's not the easiest material to cut through. And I've cut a lot of it with this knife. And it's still pretty sharp. So that just goes to show you how good and how sharp this knife is. And it can come in different shades. That's why I have two of these here. But yeah, if you're a factory worker like me, you might be familiar with this material. And so I got the aluminum version because I do like micarta, but I don't care for the tire tread design that they have on the handle for this, so I went with the aluminum one. And also, I got this knife on National Knife Day. I bought it, so it was $50 when I bought it. However, I think that the normal price of, I think it's like $66, this knife is worth it for that money as well. Let's see, let's take a look at the knife here and see what all we have going on. We've got aluminum scales, and this is their clutch lock, of course, and thumb studs for deployment. And one personal nitpick I have about this is the pocket clip doesn't have their logo on it, which I personally like. It is on the blade on the one side, excuse me, but that's just something minor, and it's my own personal opinion. Has no effect on how the knife performs, obviously. I'm just talking to hear myself talk right now. Pocket clips good. Kizer does a good job with pocket clips. Well, 99% of the time. Let's see what this blade's like. Got a modified sheep's foot blade. It is, I believe, 2 3/4 long. I forgot to grab a measuring tape, but I'm pretty sure it's 2 3/4. And the handle is like 4 inches long. I hesitated for a while to buy this because I thought it was going to be too small, because I prefer a little bit bigger knives. But with I think it's the open design that does it for me. I have XL hands, so not small hands. But this knife is great for me. So there's the crown logo that I was talking about on the blade. And what's the blade steel? Oh, it's right there. 154 cm is the blade steel on this one. And this side has the name Exist and the designer, Serrano. I don't know how to pronounce it for sure. Excuse me, I've been having some stomach issues today. Getting better, but I'm not. I don't have a flu or anything. I just indigestion, I guess. So that is. Oh, the jimping is fantastic. Of course, Kizer usually does a pretty good job with their jimping. That's one reason why I like them. You got all the way out to here, and then up here on the tip. I don't ever do like use a knife like this with my finger all the way up here, but if you do, you have jimping there for it. I want to say that this knife is, in my opinion, better than the Drop Bear. Yes, I said it. At least the first version of the Drop Bear. I do have a version of the Drop Bear 2 coming in the mail sometime. Amazon's being real slow right now. But yeah, as far as the original Drop Bear, which we'll get into size comparisons then, I like it more. I think it's a more useful blade shape for EDC tasks. And I was hesitant about getting this knife for a while because I'm not a big fan of satin blades. But you can probably see, I notice now that I have this lighting on it, you can see the, it's getting, like, I don't know, it gets marked up easy. But not in direct light like this. It honestly doesn't look bad. But yeah, I have a couple other satin blade knives and they really show smudges and crap. But this one's not too bad. Alright, let's get into some size comparisons. As always, I do a lot of them. And I have a lot of knives that are on the definitely budget knives. And most of them are pretty popular. So if you're into collecting knives, there's a good chance you have some of these first to compare the size to. This is on the smaller side. It's like a medium-sized knife, but a little bit small, I guess. There's the Civivi Baby Banter. I tried to do a thumb stud, and that's a flipper. That is the Civivi Mini Praxis. And the Civivi Altis. I didn't realize that the Altis was that much longer than the Kizer Exist, but it is. And the Kizer Original. There you go. This is the first version of the original, not the original 2 that just came out. I don't know yet if I'm gonna grab that or not. So there is those smaller size knives with the Kizer Exist. Alright. Get all these out of the way. Put them over here somewhere, I guess. Excuse me. Alright, next. You guys probably have a couple of these. At least one. I'm sure someone has at least one of these ones in this comparison. Oh, there it is. Okay, so. Nope, let's get that in frame a little better. Oh, poop. Alright, so. QSP Penguin, Civivi Elementum, Kizer Drop Bear, the first version, and the Kizer Bulldog. Right there for you. Now, pretty close to the Penguin and the Elementum, I would say. However, I've noticed that with flippered knives, I don't like them as much if they're like this size because they crowd your finger in, right? Your pointer finger can't choke up. Oh, so this is a very open design on the Exist, which makes it really good. So there's those. Now let's take a closer look real quick here, right? The drop bear is bigger. The handle is wider. But I think that the Exist has a better blade shape than the drop bear. And also, in my experience, right now I have 4 clutch locks from Kizer. 2 of them I had to play around with a lot to get them right. 2 of them came perfect out of the box. This came perfect out of the box. This one I had to play with a lot. And it's still not as good as this one. So that probably has to do with the stronger springs. And I don't know. Other things, maybe? Who knows? So also the design of the handle is kind of similar. The drop bear's doesn't have as dramatic of curves to it, but you've got that swell in the middle on both of them. I thought the drop bear wasn't as straight as it is, but I wanted to show that. Alright, so those are all smaller / medium sized knives. We're going to get into some larger ones here. Here's the Vostede raccoon. There's the Vostede porcupine. There's the CJRB Pyrite Light. And there's the Olatan's G062. Okay, so the porcupine's close, but it still has a longer blade. Oh, the porcupine also you can choke up on. You can on the Exist. So there's all those knives there. And I'll get into a couple other points about this knife here after we finish up the comparisons. Alright. New knife alert, new knife alert. What's this? Anybody know what knife this is? It's the Kizer Mini Mystic. Yeah, this is the Mini Mystic. Here's the Ozark Trail. Original knife that broke the internet. Alright, we all know about this knife right here. Alright, and then we got... These are all obviously going to be much larger than they exist. There's this Sencut Sashi. I almost said Serenity for some reason. I have no clue why. So there's those. Yep. Definitely not a large knife. I wouldn't consider... Well, I guess the Sashi is a large knife. And then the last two big boys. God, the action on that is so good. I can't even... Alright, anyway. The Kizer Militaw and the Petrified Fish Beluga. The regular size, not the mini beluga, the big boy. And oh, I also have reviews up of several of these knives that I've shown. So check those out. Like and subscribe. Thank you very much. Alright, anyway, so not a big knife. Not a tiny knife. I'd say it's a good size. And very useful. Right? It's not the size, it's how you use it. Anyway. The ergos are pretty good on it. I have no issues at all. And any grip. Very comfortable. Just watch the meat of your hand on the edge of the blade there, on the back of it. I've been doing a lot of this with this knife, pulling those that green banding that I showed you earlier. This blade, excuse me, is extremely sharp. Out of the box. It's very toothy. I don't know if you can see. There you go. Very toothy blade. If you cut anything that gets like, I don't know, leaves pieces behind or whatever, it does actually like stick to the blade on the edge. Yeah, I mean, this is so far out of all the knives I've tested, it is the sharpest. So it does beat out the Porcupine, which was the former champion of sharpness out of my collection. But now we have a new king here. Yeah, let's get into the milling. By the way, it is aluminum handles, but it does have full steel liners in it. And they are milled out. See there, that goes up around the crossbar lock, this hole right there. Milled out on both sides. Okay, so we got milling. Who knows if they actually needed liners in this? I mean, it's an aluminum handle, like the original is also aluminum handle, and it just has a cartridge liner up here. Like, it stops right about here. So, yeah, whatever. Could have made it lighter, but it's not a heavy knife. I think it's, I mean, for its size, I'd say for its size, it's heavy, but it's not a heavy knife. Weight of a knife doesn't matter a whole lot to me unless it's like really heavy. Like, no, the beluga's actually not that heavy either. I don't know. It's not something that bothers me. It's a pocket knife. For most of the time, it's not going to weigh that much. So who cares? Anyway, I think I hit everything I wanted to say about this. Oh, no, I didn't. One nitpick I do have about this is, since it's not textured aluminum, it's smooth, and the butt of the knife sticking out of your pocket is rather small. I'm not going to do it because I don't like the thought of putting a lanyard on an aluminum handled knife. I just think that aluminum makes a knife look more premium, in my opinion, and a lanyard makes it look more tactical and not fancy, I guess. I'm sure people out there agree with that statement. But if you are a lanyard person, and it's got lanyard holes on both sides, so you're good there. A lanyard might not be a bad idea to be able to pull it out of your pocket easier, but that's up to you. Oh yeah, this pocket clip is reversible too, and it does sit on top of the scales with recessed screws. Yeah. Got a little mark here. See if we can wipe it off. Oh yeah. Also, this handle doesn't mark up too easily. Looks like I might have a small little wear here because that's not coming off. But yeah, I've been carrying this for like a month and a half straight. When I do knife reviews, I carry the knife up until I review it, and then I switch to a new one until I review that one. That's how I've been doing it lately. This is definitely a knife that I would come back to, for sure. It's great. Go buy it, even if it's just at regular price and not on sale. It's worth it, 100%. That's all for this video, and thank you for watching. Please like and subscribe for more content. My next video is not going to be a knife review. So if you're sick of hearing me talk about knives, that's something to look forward to. All right, thanks guys. Bye.